US-Taliban Peace Deal. United States did not recognize the Taliban as the legitimate government of Afghanistan. Afghan Taliban will not let Afghan soil be used against United States by groups such as Al-Qaeda. In return, American troops will withdraw from Afghanistan within 14 months after signing this settlement. If these two conditions are met, then Afghan Taliban will enter into negotiations with Kabul and discussions will begin from the 10th of March and Taliban will discuss a permanent ceasefire with the Afghan government. Until a complete ceasefire is achieved and a structure for a post-settlement Afghan government is formed, Taliban will be allowed to retain control of their occupied areas. In the first 135 days of the announcement of this agreement, only 8,600 American military men will remain in Afghanistan. There are some 14,000 troops stationed in hundreds of Afghan military bases right now. In the initial procedure of US withdrawal, 5 bases will be cleared. A complete withdrawal will take 14 months max. On the 10th of March, US will release about 5,000 Taliban captives while Taliban will release 1,000 of their prisoners. In the next 3 months, both sides will release all inmates and no party will be keeping any more enemy in custody. But then again, US seems to have an upper hand in this condition because the Taliban are to make sure their liberated friends will not act against US interests. Once the Taliban begin their negotiations with Kabul, US will review its sanctions against them, and by August 27th, these sanctions will be removed. Simultaneously, US will make Security Council remove sanctions against the Taliban by May 29th. US also pledged not to interfere in Afghan domestic affairs again. Afghan Taliban will not give asylum to elements threatening the security of US, nor will they issue visa, passport, travel limit, or any kind of legal document to such elements. This condition shows that US has accepted the capacity of Afghan Taliban authority to deal with its citizens and foreigners like a parallel government in Afghanistan. They have been obliged to prevent any anti-American group from recruiting, training, and/or fundraising in Afghanistan. While US will seek to gain endorsement of this agreement from United Nations, it will also seek to have positive relations with Afghan Taliban and the post-settlement Afghan government. Here one can marvel at how boldly Americans have accepted the term of an Islamic government in the settlement. US will help Afghanistan economically reconstruct their war-torn country without meddling in their internal affairs. This treaty was signed on February 29th of the year 2020.
You know, the terrorists call themselves, they're the freedom fighters, they're the mujahideen. They're not. They're criminals. I think the Arabic word is takfiri. They're apostates. They hide behind Islam. They sell drugs. They kill innocent people. That's not what Islam is. The Afghan army and the American, we're the mujahideen. We're the mujahideen. That's the message.